Hey, how you doing? My name is Lance. I'm the North Dakota Carnivore, and January is World Carnivore Month. It's a month that a lot of people are looking for change. They're looking for new ways to get fit, to lose weight, to become healthier. And some people have found that the standard American diets just aren't working for them. They're looking at low carb, low fat, which really is not the kind of stuff that you want to look for is low fat. You want to look for a higher fat diet. A low carb diet, yes, but you want the high animal fat. Even if it's not a carnivore specific diet, if it's a ketogenic diet with whole foods, single ingredient foods, you're going to be a much healthier person. Eliminate seed oils. So if it comes in a bottle and it pours out and it's an oil, stop using it. There's not one of them that's actually good for you, including olive oil. Now, of the seed oils that are out there, vegetable oils that they call them, olive oil is probably one of the best ones if you can actually get a pure olive oil. That is one of the most adulterated products out there. If they have just 10% of it as olive oil, they can claim it as olive oil. You have to read the label. Olive oil blend is on many of them. Even some of them that say 100% olive oil, they're not. The best way to cook stuff in an oil is with rendered tallow, beef fat, ghee, which is clarified butter, or lard or bacon fat. Pork fat is lard. Yes, they're high in saturated fats. But if you look at the studies that are out there, saturated fat is not harmful to your body. What is harmful is the omega 6, and that's what all the seed oils have. The linoleic acids. That's what's damaging your body. And the other thing that I would avoid would be any processed grains. So any breads, anything made from a flour, avoid it. If you want to get healthy, I strongly recommend a strict carnivore diet, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Seafood, because you will do really well on it. High fat, high animal fat diet. But if you can't do that, go to single ingredients. If you have an ingredient list on a package that you're buying, it's not healthy. Shop the outsides of the store on the sides. Because you go into stores, what's on the sides? You have generally your fruits and vegetables on the one side. On the other side, or in the back, you have your meat counters. Top there. If it's inside of the store and you have to go through different aisles, don't go there. Now, seasonings. Seasonings are kind of iffy. If you want to use a seasoning, if it doesn't hurt you, go ahead. Some seasonings will bother you. And it all depends upon what it is and what the concentration of that seasoning is. Sometimes you can eat a seasoning for days and it doesn't bother you. The next day it's going to bother you. I personally myself have issues with some taco seasonings because taco seasonings will lay me up. They'll hurt me. You wake up in the morning after eating taco meat and feel like I've been run over by a truck. Sometimes that's what happens with your body when you have seasonings that don't agree with you. So you have to watch what you eat. If you want the best health benefit, this is my suggestion. Do a strict carnivore diet as an elimination diet for the next 30 days. So start today. Go 30 days from today. Eat nothing but beef, butter, bacon, eggs. Cut out dairy. Cut out cheeses. Cut out all vegetables. Cut out all fruits. Cut out all grains. Cut out all seed oils. Cook with tallow or ghee or pure lard. Not the lard that you're going to buy in the store that has other ingredients in it other than pork fat. But I'm talking about you take your pork fat yourself, you render it, cook it so that the oils come out of it, and then you filter the oil. That's what you cook with, the filtered oil. It'll be solid at room temperature. If it's solid at room temperature, it's better for you, at least for a natural fat. Now, do that for 30 days. After your 30 days, try stuff. All right. The only seasoning I would recommend using for that 30 days also is salt. Have an electrolyte drink that doesn't have sugar available to use. As your body starts to eliminate the carbohydrates from your body, you're going to start cramping because you're going to get rid of a lot of urine. You're going to lose a lot of weight from excess water that your body is storing. You might not know you have excess water, but you do. And you're going to lose a lot of it. You will start cramping, or most people will start cramping. That's why it's important to have a good electrolyte drink. I use the Element Raw. It's just salt, magnesium, and potassium. There's no flavoring in it. There's no artificial sweeteners in it. It's just the salts, and it's salty. You can taste the difference. Here, I just got a big pack of it in. Stay salty. That's one of the stickers that comes with that pack. And I like stickers, so it's a bonus. But use your electrolytes. Drink at least one electrolyte a day. You'll end up drinking a lot more water, and it flushes your body out. If you drink 20 ounces of water, I would highly recommend having 20 ounces of electrolyte with it. Otherwise, you're going to flush too much out of your body and you will be cramping. And that's where people have a hard time with this style of an elimination diet. So after 30 days, introduce a food that you want to try. One food. Just one. Have it as your evening meal. Eat that. Go about your evening like you normally would. Don't try anything else for the next 2 to 3 days after that. Your body will tell you how you feel about it. Some people like me with taco seasoning will wake up the next morning and you'll know that did not agree with you. Some people it takes 2 days. On the third day, if you're not feeling anything different, try it again, the same one food. And if you do well on it after that, you can incorporate that back into your diet. Then the next week, try it again. Try it with something else. One additional ingredient, one additional food, or whatever you want to do. So if you are somebody who has to have carrots, have carrots the first week. Try it twice, 3 days in between. If you don't have a reaction to it, and your body will tell you whether you do or not, then move on and try something else. If you feel like you have to have potatoes, the next week try a potato. Wait for the third day. If you don't have a reaction after having a potato the first day, have another potato. And if you don't have a reaction, then you're good. Your body is handling it. It's processing it. But you want to try one food at a time to reintroduce to see if your body has a reaction. Then try the potato and the carrots as a combination. See if that works. Don't go in and try a whole meal of different things because then you don't know what affected you. But when you do this as an elimination diet, you're eliminating all the toxins, all the poisons, all the stuff that your body doesn't normally like to have in it. Our bodies can handle so much of stuff. And then once it gets to that point, it can't handle it anymore. So you might be able to eat carrots, you might be able to eat potatoes for a couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden your body hits the limit. You might have to eliminate them again. It's just something that happens. But if you eliminate and you try and you find out, then you will know. You can tell on your body if you're diabetic and you're wearing a continuous glucose monitor, you can see what your blood sugars are doing in real time by eliminating carbohydrates, by eliminating plants, by eating fatty red meats. Now, the fatty red meat is where people have a hard time understanding what is being talked about. I use a Fitbit and I pay the subscription so I get the calorie tracker and some other stuff on there. The calorie tracker on the Fitbit is actually really good. You put in a ribeye steak and it gives you the breakdown of calories from fat and the calories from protein. It gives you the percentage and the grams. So you can see exactly what your body is getting. To me, tracking like that is extremely important for the first 90 days because most people don't understand what a high-fat diet is. It's not eating like pure fat. Red meat in itself has a certain amount of fat in it. A ribeye steak that's been trimmed by the butcher and everything, it comes out on most trackers as a 74 to 76% of the calories coming off of a ribeye are coming from fat. And that's a trimmed ribeye. That's the intermuscular fat. That's not the fat on the outside that they're talking about, really. It is a small portion of it. But the ribeye is about a perfect cut to eat. Now, it is expensive, which you can get ground beef for a quarter of the price of a ribeye, and it's got the same nutrient profile as a ribeye, 80-20 ground beef. If you're not quite at an 80-20, you can get the 88-12 and you can add butter to it to get it up to that 80%. Real butter, not margarines, nothing that has an oil in it, nothing that's been softened. I'm talking about real butter. I prefer the Kerrygold butter. It's more expensive, but the flavor is amazing. Or even the Kirkland butter in the green container. It's a good flavored butter. It's not as expensive as Kerrygold, but to me, it's just as good. And you add that into your foods, it helps. There's a tremendous benefit that you get from going on an elimination diet. Anybody can do this diet for 30 days. I did this diet for 30 days. That's where I started. I wanted to do this for 30 days to see if it would help me with my blood pressure. August 22nd, 2024 is when I started my carnivore diet. I was 335 pounds that morning. And that's the day I decided that I'm doing this. I'd watched a lot of the videos. I went through YouTube. I watched a lot of the doctors. I went down a deep rabbit hole for 2.5 months before I did this. But it came out to, it was just a regular guy that I was watching, not a doctor, not one of these big influencers. He's just a regular guy. And he was talking about the health benefits that he had. And that's what stuck with me. Listening to the doctors reassured me that this guy wasn't crazy. But it's that one person that resonated with me that got me thinking that this could be something that would work for me. 5 blood pressure medications. And my blood pressure was still high. It was not controlled. I thought, what's it going to hurt? I can do this diet for 30 days and I can see where my blood pressure is, see what's going on. In those 30 days, I was off of 3 of my 5 blood pressure medications. I went to my doctor to get off the last 2. And it took a couple more weeks after that, and I was done with them. 6 weeks into the carnivore diet, a strict carnivore diet, and I came off of 5 blood pressure medications. My blood pressure has been below normal ever since. I have not had a high blood pressure reading since October. the first part of October of 2024. My blood pressure has been normal. And that's off of this carnivore diet. I did a strict elimination diet. I haven't really added anything back in. I haven't had the need to. I still have issues. I've lost 122 pounds. My health has greatly improved, but I'm still healing. And I know this because I have hormones that aren't acting right yet. There's 2 hormones in particular that I still have issues with, and I know I have issues with because of what they are. Ghrelin is the hunger signal. That's a hormone. I have issues with that. Leptin is the signal that tells your body that it's satiated, that you can stop eating because you have enough nutrients in your body. I don't hear it. I don't get that signal that I can stop. That's why I track. That's why when I first started doing the carnivore diet, the 30 days, and then I went to 90 days, I tracked everything I ate. I knew everything that I ate. I tracked the weights, I tracked the macros on them, so I would get the proper fat to protein ratio that I was looking for. I didn't worry about carbohydrates because I wasn't eating carbohydrates. I was eating the fat and I was eating the proteins. And it was a high-fat diet. I did my best when I was getting 75 to 80% of my calories from fat. Some people, when they get that high, will have loose stools. I didn't. I did great. If you have loose stools, you back off the fat just a little bit to see where it stops, and that's where you want to be at. You want to be at that area where you're right at it, but not there. And it's an amazing diet and it's an amazing lifestyle after that. But I still have healing to do, and I know I have healing to do because I still have that issue where my hunger signals are not being regulated properly. So I know I'm still healing. From my heaviest weight, I was 347 pounds, was the highest weight I ever saw on a scale. And I'm down 134 pounds from that. I was on a medication to help me lose weight prior to starting the carnivore diet. I stopped that medication the day I started my carnivore diet. 8 months, I lost 12 pounds taking that medicine. 8 months on the carnivore diet, I lost over 100 pounds. It's a huge difference just eating properly is. And yes, you don't need the plants. You don't need the carbohydrates. The carbohydrates is a macro that your body does not need to survive. You do not need to eat a carbohydrate for your body, for your health. Your liver will make glucose as needed. What your liver can do is it can't make the enzymes and everything that your body makes from the fat and the proteins that you eat. You have to have the fats and the proteins. Those are required for life. Carbohydrates are not. You don't have to eat anything that has a carbohydrate. So anything plant-based, you don't have to have. No fruits, no vegetables, no grains, nothing. None of that is required. If you want a salad, put it through a cow. Let the cow eat the salad, and then you eat the cow. It's a fair trade, I think, because I never liked salads anyway. I never liked broccoli. I never liked any of that stuff. So I'm fine with letting the animal eat it, and then I'll eat the animal. And that goes for a pig too. I mean, if you want, I like bacon. I like pork steaks. I like pork shoulder. I like eggs. I don't care all that much for chicken, but I can deal with chicken. You want to eat chicken? There you go. Eat chicken like that. That's the way to eat chicken. Chicken and wings. This is the way I prefer to eat beef. I like ground beef patties. This is just the Great Value brand ground beef patties, the 80-20, cooked in the oven from frozen at 400 degrees for 25 minutes. I mean, I put them on a cookie sheet, I put them in the oven, then I turn the oven on 400 degrees and set the timer for 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, they come out, they're done. I throw some shrimp on the side, delicious. One of the best ways to eat is right here. This is a power bowl. This is probably the simplest thing that you could eat. This is 6 eggs, 6 pieces of bacon, and a pound of ground beef. And this is absolutely one of the best things I've ever ate. I eat a lot of this right there. That is one of my go-to meals. When I first started eating carnivore, this was a staple meal of mine. This was a New York strip steak and shrimp. I love that stuff. I also eat a lot of this salmon and shrimp. This whole plate is about 2 pounds worth of meat there, and that's just over 400 calories altogether. That's not a whole lot of calories, but it's extremely filling. This is a pork steak. I just recently found this. Absolutely love pork steaks. Eggs and bacon. Who doesn't like eggs and bacon? Over easy eggs, crispy bacon. You scoop out the runny yolk with the crispy bacon. Delicious. The pluck seasoning in the background, that's the spicy medium pluck. I use that on my eggs. I use that on my burgers now. It's delicious. And it's an organ meat blend. So it's got organ meats in it, and it's got other seasonings in it. It's really nice. This is the spicy medium. So it's got a little bit of cayenne pepper in it, but it's not that bad. Brisket, one of my favorites. I actually love brisket. Brisket and eggs. Yes, I don't give a rip. Thank you, Carnivore Ray. I love that cutting board. But this is 4 eggs and brisket. Dunk the brisket into the runny eggs. Oh my goodness. Now, what did that do? Everything I just showed you right there helped me go from this fat guy with those triple chins. It helped me go from that to what I am now. From those pictures, I am down over 120 pounds of body fat. I went from 335 pounds down to 213 pounds. And I'm still losing weight. I'm still getting healthy. I'm still working on getting my body right. It took me years to become that unhealthy. It doesn't change overnight. You can get a good start in 30 days. You can get a good start in 16 months, where I'm at now. I'm still at the beginning stages of this. I know that. I feel it. I'm still here doing it. I'm not coming on here as an expert, because I'm not. I'm learning every day on what's going on in my body. I'm coming on here to share what has happened to me and to let you know that if an old guy like me can do this, imagine what it can do for you. Yeah, I'm an old bald guy. I had a comment on one of my videos that all carnivores are old bald white guys. Hey, some of us are, but you know what? I'm out here helping people. I'm giving people what made me healthy. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to pass on. I'm trying to be a positive person in such a negative world right now. If you don't like my videos, I'm fine with that. You don't have to watch them. I am an old white guy. I am bald, and I'm bald by choice. Years ago, when I was at work, it was kind of funny. I worked in the oil field, and we were doing a job where we had a third party come out there, and they had their crew out there. So there's an extra, like 15 people out there. Now, I was like this, nice bald head. One of my guys I worked with, he had hair down the middle of his back. I worked with him daily on the, we're the same positions basically. And we were getting ready to have our safety meeting before we did the job that we're doing with the third party. And he's looking around at all these guys, and he taps me and says, "Oh, man, what's up with all your brothers?" And I'm like, "What?" He said, "Look at them. They're all shaved like you. No hair." And I was like, Fuck, I didn't notice that. And one of the guys came and sat down next to me, and he took off his hard hat and all of his head stuff that he had, and he was bald too. I'm like, hey, what's up with everybody on your crew being bald like us? And he looks at his crew and he's like, yeah, God only made a few perfect heads. The rest, he put hair on. And they looked at my buddy with the long hair. I just cracked up. So how's that for an answer? I'm an old bald white guy. God only made a few perfect heads. The rest he put hair on. What does that say? Absolutely nothing, because it doesn't mean anything. But it makes me feel better. Now, as for that person saying that comment, some of the people that I watched when I first started doing this or looking into this way of eating, Judy Cho, Nutrition with Judy, I watched a lot of her videos. She's a young lady who has been doing this for a while. Bella Ma, Steak and Butter Gal, I watched a lot of her videos. Rebecca Heishman, I watched her. Nisha Berry, I watched her. Kelly Hogan, who has been doing an animal-based diet for 20-some years, carnivore for, I remember. She's been doing this a long time. I watched a lot of her videos. A lot of the people that I watched for information and for what is going on with this were young females. I didn't watch old people. I watched a lot of young people. The person who influenced me to even start looking at this here was Carnivore Ray. He's a young guy. That's who I watched. That's who inspired me to begin with to look at this. Well, since then, yes, I watched Dr. Kiltz. He's been doing the carnivore diet for 15 years. I watched Dr. Berry. He's been doing it for 7 or 8 years. Dr. Baker has been doing it for 8, 9, 10 years, or whatever it is. Dr. Chafee has been on and off carnivore, animal-based diet his whole life. Dr. Hampton, Dr. Sibus, Berg, and so many of the doctors, some of them are older, some of them are younger. But I've watched so many of them, and I have learned from so many of these people. If you're going to do this elimination diet, do some research. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the naysayers. Go out there. Look up the carnivore doctors. Dr. Berry, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Bird, Dr. Hampton. They're out there. There's people like me out there, just a regular guy. Gary Mann of Homestead Hound. He has been doing this diet for over 1,000 days now. He has some good videos. He's actually got one of them that I watched that showed he reversed his heart disease. He doesn't have it anymore. Ferrigno Freedom, Dante Ferrigno. He has some great videos out there. You have to do your own research, do your own due diligence. Don't believe me. Do your own research. Try the diet as an elimination diet for 30 days. After 30 days, how do you feel? How do you measure? What do the pictures take? Like, take pictures of your body before you start. Take measurements before you start. Check your scale. Do this for 30 days. Once a week, take those pictures, take those measurements, step on a scale. Record how you feel. Record your measurements and see how you are after 30 days. Give it a shot. What do you have to lose? You're already in poor health. You're looking for something different. Now's the time to change. So, eat meat. Be happy. If this video has helped you out at all, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, and we'll see you next time.